important attributes for catchers to possess are an above-average arm, quick feet, quick release, and an accurate delivery of their throws to bases. These help shut down the aggressive base running of opponents who may try to steal second or third base on the pitcher. Third base. A third baseman needs quick reflexes, a good glove, and an above-average throwing arm. A third baseman has the longest throw of any infielder to first base, so it is often that the player on the team with the best arm will play third base. Good defensive shortstop must possess excellent range, a strong throwing, and an ability to field batted balls cleanly. The shortstop position is widely considered the most valuable defensive position in the infield, if not on the entire field of play. Qualities needed to play second base. A second baseman typically has to be both quick and fast, meaning quick reflexes as well as fast running speed in order to get to ground balls and line drives. The primary skill for a second baseman would be fielding ground balls. The number one skill needed by a first baseman is the ability to catch the ball. It also helps to be tall, a decent fielder, and a good hitter. You don't have to be fast to play first base. The most important job the first baseman will need to do is catch the ball on a force out at first base. A left fielder who has a strong arm, or can cover a lot of ground, is a plus, but is not a necessity. A left fielder must have at least one strong skill set, either with the bat or glove. A left fielder who is mainly offensive must have a pure hitter mentality. This hitter can either be a power hitter or a speed guy. Speed, range, getting on base, and stealing bases are all qualities center fielders at this level will possess. A power-hitting center fielder is a bonus, but might sacrifice some speed aspects of the game. Coaches will look for center fielders who can cover ground and be a leader in the outfield. Right fielder skills and techniques. Right fielder skills are pretty similar to that of the other two outfield positions. You need to make sure that your technique for throwing is sound, with a good grip on the ball and proper foot placement to get the best possible throw. Qualities every pitcher needs to have. Personality assessments. Athletic motivation inventory. The quality: you must have self-confidence. You must be consistent. You must remain objective when pitching and training. And you must be humble about your skills and performance. Introducing your kids to a harder and harder ball in stages will help them to develop their confidence as they develop their skills. Periodically, toss a ball which will gently hit your child on their arm or leg. This will help your son or daughter to feel less scared of the flying object. Have your child stand in position and practice swinging all the way through, carrying the bat level and through a full twisting motion. Focus on two things: developing a level swing and training your child to watch the ball through the plate. The whole swing is in the hips. The ball on the tee is to be slightly ahead of the batter's body to allow a full swing follow through. Once the distance is established, do not allow the batter to take any practice swings at the ball. Position the batter's feet shoulder width apart, then get into a comfortable batting stance and prepare to swing. Make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. Lift your non-throwing arm to point at your target and shift your weight to your back foot. Lift your throwing hand so the ball is near your ear. You are ready to throw. Baseball rebounders, also known as pitchbacks or baseball net rebounders, are training tools designed to help players improve their throwing, pitching, and fielding skills. Resistance bands can also improve your performance when throwing or catching the ball. You can target your shoulder muscles and your upper back. Increased arm strength improves your velocity and power. In order to become a better hitter, you'll want to improve your coordination, your strength, and your flexibility. During childhood, kids improve their body awareness, control, and balance through active play. As early as age 7 or 8, however, strength training can become a valuable part of an overall fitness plan, as long as the child is mature enough to follow directions and able to practice proper technique and form. Jumping can help kids build the muscles they need to be strong runners. Before you begin to practice running, lead the kids through a set of jumping jacks or let them use a jump rope. Check their form while they run in place. Ask kids to run in place as hard as they can for 5 seconds. A simple and fun way to develop throwing accuracy is to practice the hit the target drill. To do this drill, all the equipment you will need is your child's fielding glove, a ball, a target, and a wall or fence. A baseball, softball, or tennis ball all work great. Small ball training drills practiced with small wiffle balls improve hand-eye coordination, pitch tracking, and bat speed. How to teach kid to slide in baseball. Teaching points: 1. Run full speed. 2. Lean back. 3. Throw hands up while leaning back. And 4. Keep the foot of the extended leg off the ground. Here is a basic breakdown of the 5 most common pitches seen throughout baseball. 4-seam fastball. The 4-seam fastball is the most frequently used pitch in baseball. 2-seam fastball. The 2-seam fastball, like the 4-seam, is generally one of a pitcher's fastest pitches. Changeup, curveball, and finally, slider. A two-seam fastball is often a few ticks slower than a four-seam fastball, but it tends to have more movement. With a two-seamer, the ball moves in the same direction as whichever arm is being used to throw it. The two-seam fastball often is perceived to be slower than the four-seam fastball, but the slight pronation of the hand and off-center spin on the ball carries the ball down and toward the pitcher's dominant side, down and to the right for right-handers, and down and to the left for left-handers. Several grips are used for a two-seam fastball, the most common of which is to place the index and middle fingers along the seams where they are closest together, with the thumb placed directly below on the leather with the rear of the thumb just touching the bottom near seam. To grip a four-seam fastball, place your index and middle fingertips across the perpendicular seams of the baseball. Place your thumb directly underneath the ball. Your thumb tip should rest on smooth leather, not on a seam. When holding the baseball, don't smother the ball close to your palm. The circle changeup grip, the biggest standout is obviously the circle on the side of the ball. The athlete will make a circle with their index finger and thumb on the side of the baseball, while having their other three fingers loosely holding onto the top of the baseball. How do you grip a slider? To grip a slider properly, you need to place two fingers on the ball along the edge of one seam so the pitch can release from the fingertips with a combination of bullet spin and forward spin. This is a typical curveball grip. The middle and index finger are held together, pressed up on the seam. The thumb is placed opposite of the middle finger and hugs the seam on the bottom of the ball. The ring and pinky fingers rest off to the side of the ball. Stand 2 to 3 meters from your child and gently toss the ball into their hands. If your child has difficulty catching the ball, move closer. As your child begins to catch the ball consistently, move farther away to challenge your child a little more. Try to keep your ball tosses at head height. Ask your child to put one hand behind their back or in their pocket. Again, toss a tennis ball to your child's chest. Encourage them to catch the ball using only the hand that is free. Another technique that you can use is to put a baseball mitt on your child's non-dominant hand. Aim high, then aim higher. According to Randazzo, the easiest place for a child to catch a baseball is right above their head on the glove side, so they barely have to move their mitt. After showing them where to position their hand, take a step back and start tossing the ball right at it. Batting order construction. Here are the first three. The first or leadoff hitter should be good at getting on base and preferably a good base runner as well. In the traditional approach, the second hitter should be a good bat handler. And the third hitter is supposed to be the best all-around hitter on the team. Some managers bite the bullet and put a player whose numbers say they should be batting higher in the lineup and stick them down in the 6 to 8 spot, just so they can start sustained rallies later in the game. The last spot in your lineup should be reserved for the worst batter on your team. The fifth place hitter is usually another power hitter, but one who isn't quite as good as the cleanup hitter. The sixth place hitter is something like a second leadoff hitter. If the team has a second player with leadoff type skills, he'll often bat sixth.